Hey guys, welcome back. This is John and William again, and we're the Southern Beer Review. So we are now at stop number 5 on the Magic City Brewery Trail. This is Trim Tab Brewery, and it's one of the original 4 in Birmingham, along with good people Avondale and Cahaba. This is one of the first breweries in Birmingham. And before we get started, Trim Tab is kind of known, and I'm just going to be right up front with you. They're known for their incredible cutting-edge IPA series. And again, I went through an IPA craze also, and they're also known for their sours. When we ordered our beer here, half of the board was comprised of sours, which, if that's your thing, great. But I've just never, and maybe I'll adjust.
You can say we here, because that's one of the things we agree on about beer. We haven't figured the sours out yet.
I don't quite understand what the sour craze is, but also let me be completely fair. I'm not a huge fan of that style of beer. For those of you that are sour fans, I would probably make Trim Tab the first stop on your trip in Birmingham, if that's fair to say. But again, this is stop number 5, BehamNow.com's Magic City Brewery Trail, and it was just a 5-minute walk from Uproot, which we just came from. So as far as the brewery trail is concerned and walking the breweries, this is a perfect distance.
Yeah. You could start your day. You could start your day over at Uproot and spend some time there. Walk here, and then we're going to be walking to Highwire. Here in a second. It's not far either. So.
Well, I'll let John talk about the 4 style of beers we got this time.
I'm super excited to try some of these. You know, of all the times I've been to Trim Tab and tried their beer, I don't think I've ever had the Trim Tab Lager. That's what this is. So I'm excited about that. I have had the Trim Tab IPA. Mm-hmm. It's always been one of my favorite local IPAs. I'm not 100% sure if I've had their double IPA, the Tesserae, but I'm excited to give it a shot. And then finally, when we walked in, we always try to do something dark too, or something that's like, maybe not part of their normal rotation. And William and I saw the Peanut Butter Cup Stout.
Yeah.
Is it porter or stout? It's
a stout. And in fairness, I probably twisted John's arm on this because Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are my weakness. Oh. I try not to eat as many sweets as I used to, but anything peanut butter cups, I'll be lucky if this is all of that I drink on this.
I'm already looking forward to that.
So, all right, well, we'll get it started with the Trim Tab Lager.
Yep.
Great smell, light, crisp, clean.
A little bit of yeast on the nose.
That's a good lager. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, I get a little bit of, the first 10 I got is a little bit of wheat, a little bit of lemon.
Yep, a little lemony, grassiness.
Nice,
very good.
That's right, nice summery flavor, very light, very crisp.
They do that well. I've missed out on the Trim Tab
They do,
lager.
yeah. And again,
did they sell that in stores?
I'm not 100% sure if they can that yet, but one thing you can get in the can that is one of the most popular beers in Birmingham in the stores, the Trim Tab IPA.
Yeah, it's an old favorite of me.
This is as far as Birmingham beers are concerned, this is a classic. Great color.
Good smell.
Man.
Little bit. Again, I'm getting a little bit of candy, but also grassy smell.
Right. That has a that has a pretty traditional IPA bite to it.
And it's just
nice hoppy flavor.
It doesn't get bogged down in being overly anything. It's just a good American IPA.
And I'll tell you what, and again, this is a nice change given the fact that a lot of IPA take advantage of the citra hops. I don't get a lot of citrus fruit flavors in this. At least I don't.
No, it's on the more piney edge, the more piney side of things,
right.
I think.
But if you're cruising around a beer store or a grocery store in Birmingham, Trim Tab IPA is readily available in cans.
And it's fairly balanced for an IPA. It's not over the top.
Right. All right, taste number 3.
This is the Tesserae, which you would expect to be a little bit more of the top.
9.5, by the way, on alcohol content.
That's good. Lip smacking.
But that's interesting, John, because
a little sweeter, I think.
When you drink a double IPA, you almost expect it to fight back.
Yeah.
Almost a little bit. That is incredibly smooth. for a double IPA.
It's got a nice malt presence.
It
that
does.
gives it a little sweetness. And yeah, I mean, this is really, again, they've kind of hit my sweet spot here. Double IPAs. This reminds me a little bit of the Snake Handler, but I wouldn't quite go that. It's not quite as good, but it's a good sticky sweet IPA.
On a handful of occasions, John has referenced a beer as being dangerous, and that if you're not careful, it can bite you because it's so hot. This goes down as smoothly as a double IPA ever has. We have a family having a real good time with the little daughter over there, which is kind of nostalgic to us.
Adds to the ambiance.
Our kids are older. We don't have that anymore. It does add to the ambiance, yes. All right, now, this is my kryptonite. Peanut butter cup stout.
Smells like bitter chocolate, but I got a feeling it's going to have some sweetness.
It's it smells like chocolate and coffee, but then when you taste it, you get the coffee, you get the chocolate, you get the peanut butter.
That's decadent right there. That
is
decadent.
It is, and I'll be honest with you, it'll be a miracle if I don't leave with any more of this than I already have in my glass. So, John,
I'm a fan.
Here's my take on these four, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. We've told you from the beginning that we're going to try to be honest, and we're just normal beer drinking guys. I have always kind of had, I wouldn't say negative, but I think in my mind the hype of Trim Tab has always surpassed the execution of the beer.
Agreed.
A little bit,
and
maybe because I'm not a huge sour fan or want to take the time to work my way through several IPA series. This is the best sample of Trim Tab beer I've had by a wide margin. And I mean, the lager, the IPA, the double IPA, and the peanut butter cups are all excellent. I mean, this is, maybe we got lucky by picking the right four beers to do for you for episode 5, but this is an excellent collection of beer.
Well, I think sometimes it goes to the point that sometimes basic can be better. And we didn't pick anything completely off the wall. We picked the standard lager, a standard IPA, a double IPA, a peanut butter stout.
Right.
And they all deliver. And I hesitate to get too much into comparison with other breweries where we've sampled for, but this has got to be right up there with some of the better groups that we've sampled.
And listen, when John and I have traveled, or I've traveled with my family, if I go to a brewery and tell them I'm from Birmingham, more times than not, they say, oh, that's where Trim Tab is, even over some of the other established breweries. And that takes nothing away from everybody else. And I've had that out of state. So they are well established. They do their beer well. And this particular collection or flight of beer that we're bringing to you is one of the best flights I've ever had in its entirety. And again, we try to, as you can see, we're trying to bring you the gamut, the light to dark.
And when we turn this video off, we're going to really enjoy finishing these out. But I think we should speak a moment about the location. And first of all, we're in my favorite place at Trim Tab. It's like a little alleyway.
It's an alley. Yeah.
Where there's always less people.
Right.
It seems. And Trim Tab has a big space. They've got indoor seating. They've got
expanded
kind of
outdoor
garage seating. They've got an outdoor seating, and then this outdoor alleyway seating. And so it gets high marks for that.
It does. And we're flanked by the road and by the brewery that way. And this little Korean War era camouflage netting we have above us. But it's a great space. It's also kind of got I've always, and not a bad thing, but it's also kind of got an artsy vibe.
Yeah, it does.
To it.
Yeah, I like that about it. But once upon a time, am I mistaken, William, or was it just that room in there?
It used to be the room. Then they added,
and I even remember them giving you beer in plastic cups, and I think that had a long way to me getting turned off to Trim Tab. But I think it's kind of made the transition. It's a really good brewery now, and I'll admit I've probably been hard on it since some early bad taste in my mouth.
Well, before we give our rating, one more beer-related thing I'll mention. One of the things I do like about Trim Tab, because I'm always interested to taste, things they release in small batch. Like today they released a small batch orange creamsicle. I'm not a sour guy, I got this for somebody else. But any brewery that's really ready to and willing to go out and do that kind of small batch stuff, I think that's what brings excitement to the beer. Does that make sense?
No,
excitement to the beer scene.
The small batch is what keeps people coming back. So yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I'll start this time.
go ahead.
I didn't think I would rate Trim Tab this high in coming in, but I'm going to give it a solid 9.
Yep.
I have downsides with Trim Tab still, and I think because I don't like coming to a place where half the menu is sours or are sours,
And that's personal.
And I don't like sours, but yeah, that is a very personal thing. But this is a personal rating too. So, but I'm still going to give it a 9 because what I have in front of me is so solid. I enjoy the space. And I think they've just come a long way in the Birmingham beer scene.
Right. I'm gonna give it a 9 also. That's when I got through with the peanut butter cups, a 9 is what came to mind. I mean, it's as responsible as any other breweries in Birmingham for putting Birmingham on the craft beer map, I guess.
Yeah.
So 9 it is, and you should get out here to Trim Tab soon.
And we'll see y'all next time at High
Yep.
Wire.
Thanks.